KIRO.com.
Coming to you from our remote Carter Subaru studio, because we have taken the Dori Monson show on this Friday afternoon to one of the most glorious spots on earth that I have ever seen and experienced. Welcome to Sitka, Alaska, where it has been an adventurous couple of days. And I've been seeing the text messages. I've been seeing the emails. We don't want to hear about your fishing trip. Just tell us what's going on in the news. That's tough. That's tough because, frankly, I haven't been able to follow the news while I've been up here on my first ever trip to Sitka, my first ever fishing trip, the first fish I've ever caught in my lifetime. And it's all because my dear friend Brock Huard from 710 ESPN Seattle about 3 weeks ago floated the idea. And what was your whole concept behind this, Brock?
Adventure. No. Total adventure. Thinking, Dori, that you like challenges. You are competitive, as competitive as anybody, and you really can't give me the credit. You know who this is all about. This is all about the outdoor line and Captain Tom,
yes,
who we've got to spend a couple days here with and have the trip of a lifetime.
And who I'll talk to later this
And
hour.
I've been able to do this trip now. This is, I think, my 7th time to Alaska. And I knew that, frankly, 3 or 4 other people turned it down. And I knew I knew that at that point, there would be an opportunity for you to say yes.
I've been meaning to ask this. What was I not the first choice for this trip? Be honest.
You 1A. I'm totally being honest.
I wasn't the first choice.
You were 1A. You're one
I was
and
the
one.
Second choice.
You're 1 and 1A.
Who said no?
My neighbor. My neighbor that we've walked through a lot of life together. We've shared much of that, and he just could not do it. His assistant is having a baby, and he couldn't leave it. And I thought, you know what?
I'll ask Dori.
We'll get to 1A, and I know that Dori likes a competitive challenge. I honestly, though, when I asked you, you're an odds guy. I would have put 75% that you were going to say no.
I was 90% when you first asked.
90% no?
Yeah, because I had something on my calendar for tonight, Friday night, at home.
Right.
I knew that I had a 4-day weekend planned for last weekend. I don't like missing a lot of the show.
Yep.
And when you said it, it seemed ludicrous to me that I would miss more of my show, miss stuff that I've already committed to back at home to go gallivanting up to Alaska with you.
But then what? Then you looked into it, and then you realized, look at this place. Look at where we're sitting right now.
But yeah, we're sitting just so we can paint a picture for you. We have a hotel in Sitka. It's got its own little marina here. Captain Tom Nelson, he's got this beautiful new boat up here, and we'll talk to Tom a little bit later this hour. But Tom from theoutdoorline.com on 710 ESPN. And I will say, Brock, and I like new experiences.
Yes.
And that's something that I've really made a priority and a goal-setting thing in my life to do things.
Because you challenge Nicole, you challenge Ursula, you challenge your listeners, you challenge your kids, right? I mean, you challenge people in that way. So here was a challenge volleyed at you, and were you going to be up for it?
And here's what one of the bedrock foundations. So, yes, if you're listening for news, we're going to talk about some just human stuff here, this first segment with Brock. But when I was coaching, I would talk to my girls all the time and every single season. So my seniors who played for me as freshmen, they got sick of this. But I said, you're going to experience some crushing lows, and you're going to experience some of the most soaring heights of your life. And more than ever, I think, and I know you and I have talked about this a lot off the air as fathers, as parents, that more than ever, people are sitting and looking at their phone, and they're living their life in isolation through electronics and through social media. And yesterday is the same as today, which is the same as tomorrow will be. And I've learned, particularly through sports, which, that's the first arena in which you and I really bonded. Through sports, whether it's playing as you did, as coaching as I have, as a parent as you are now, of very high achievers, that there's nothing like the exhilaration of those highs and feeling so alive when you have those lows. So I thought at worst, because I really didn't think I was going to like this. Honest to goodness, I did not think I was going to like this. And
because you had no idea.
But you're alive if they're strong. And it turns out I loved it a billion times more than I possibly could have imagined. And that's my message. That's what everybody has to start doing. Stop living life on a flat line and take all those risks and have those great highs and take those lows as I'll give you an example.
Yes.
I know I'm rambling on here.
No, I love it.
We talked on the boat yesterday about first loves. So we were talking about very personal, intimate stuff.
Yes.
And
that's what happens on a fishing boat.
When you have that first love, when it comes to an end, you think about it the first thing in the morning. It's the last thing you think about before you fall asleep at night. There's this, pit of the stomach feeling, but are you ever more alive? So why, even if it ends in heartbreak, wouldn't you want to experience that unbelievable range of emotion that makes us humans?
Go for it. Go for it. And that's why you're up here. And that's why, Dori, when we were on the water, and it was a glorious morning. Maybe some of your listeners have been up here to Sitka, Alaska. And I know a lot of your listeners because they've tweeted me and they've texted you. You got some fishermen and fisherwomen in your audience now to get out there.
They insisted that I come.
Oh, yeah. They were adamant that you've got to have this and go on it.
Yeah.
And we go on that boat yesterday, right? And we head out. And it is one of the most glorious days in Sitka, Alaska I've ever experienced in 7 years, right? The seas were pretty cold the way out. We get out to the spot, Captain got the rods out, we're getting the downriggers. You're asking, by the way, kudos to you, because I think I'm a good question asker. I think I'm pretty good. You were phenomenal. Hey, Tom, what about this? Hey, Tom, what about that? Hey, Tom, what does this do? Hey, Tom, tell me about this. Hey, Tom, so you're gearing yourself up. And then the downriggers go down. Bam, they go down like sinkers down there, right? And the bait is out there. And what is going through I didn't even ask you this because we had so much exhilaration yesterday catching these fish. When that thing hit, like at that moment when it hit and Tom's like, Dori, and he gets it and he hands you the rod. What is going through your mind?
I'm going to give you a very honest answer to that. One of the reasons I thought I wasn't going to love this is I thought I was going to feel guilty. I know you just think this is ridiculous. I thought I was going to feel guilty pulling these majestic salmon, and halibut aren't majestic. I've learned that. Halibut are just, oh, there's an octopus. I guess I'll eat that one now. I thought they were a lot cooler than they've proven to be. But
halibut are like middle linebackers.
Okay, Dave Wyman.
Salmon are like quarterbacks.
All right, yes. Dave Wyman.
Yes.
Dave Wyman is the halibut of the...
Oh, I'll jump on that. Let me go hit that thing. Let me go see what... Let me react to that noise.
Oh, man, you're going to be in trouble.
What are they like? They like the wide receivers?
No, they're the QBs. They run the show. They're the king.
Are they?
Why do you think they call them the king salmon? They run the show.
So I truly thought I was going to feel guilty pulling these things out. And then I don't know if you know this about me, but I have a little bit of a competitive fire. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what people have told me.
Right.
Man, because we got your limit is one king per day.
Yep.
Brock and Tom Nelson and I, so our boat, we could have 3 king.
Yep.
We got our limit in 25 minutes. We left at 5 a.m., dropped the lines at about
5:30, 5:25.
And we had our limit before 6 a.m.
Which, by the way, that does not happen very often. And listeners right now are like, you're out of your mind. Are you kidding me? Dori, you are so lucky. I guarantee you someone is screaming right now, especially your buddy out in Edenville. Like, that doesn't happen, Dori. I hope you appreciate that.
It's not always like this?
No, it's not always like that. You can ask Captain Tom later. I know he's coming on with you.
Yeah.
No. And by the way, we didn't miss one. And by the way, it was bam, it was bam, it was bam, and it was beautiful.
Yeah, and what I found was...
You didn't feel guilt.
I had no guilt because I'm just competitive, and I know that we're going to eat everything we caught.
Yes, sir.
So, I'm going
It's the bounty of the sea.
I know. I'm going to start taking out my own pigs and cows after this. I never thought I'd be capable of that, but now that I know,
it's exhilarating, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
You're on the water and you're doing something, especially up here in Sitka. I think I said this to you at one point. And I said, man, things haven't changed. Like if we were out on this boat 100 years ago, looking at these mountains and the shore and the beauty and the wind and the water and the salt, like none of that's changed over 100 years.
Yeah.
And getting the chance now, the gear has. And you're fishing, by the way, with the best boat, with the best captain, with the best gear, with the best lures, with the best of the best. Man, you were Top Gun with Captain Tom.
Okay, but here's something else that I have to admit to the listeners. That as I talk this good game about, I sucked it up and I caught these fish that I didn't think I'd want to catch, I didn't bait any of my own lines. I didn't club any of the. I left that all to you, Tom.
Sure.
I mean, I did the very wimpy, yuppie version.
No, you're kind of the Medina.
Of what we're doing.
You're kind of the Paul Moyer fisherman. Like you were fine. You wore your designer jeans. We were in rain gear. You still had your designer jeans on.
Yeah. So I don't know if I've really fully.
Yes, you did. You took the rod. You yanked. You reeled. You put it all the way up. Tom netted it.
One time.
You crushed it.
One time you were in the cabin.
Yes.
I saw your
halibut
rod quivering.
Yep.
I sprinted over to set that hook. And then we got one shark today too.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Only one. Way to go.
That's so funny.
Nothing. I don't know if there's a metaphor to that or not, an analogy. I don't know.
No.
But you got the only shark. You were a stud for your first time. It was amazing. So I remember, Dori, watching my dad, and I think, boy, I was in high school, so he must have been in his late 40s. I remember watching him try to ski. We had doctor friends like, oh, Mike, you're going to love it. And I was like, Dad, I don't think this is a good idea. Like, you've never skied in your life.
Yeah.
You're nearly 50. And watching my poor dad, like, skiing crash, but he kept going. That was such a lesson. And to watch you today, what are you now, 47, 48, 50, 57?
Your
whatever
lips
you, what,
God's ears.
Whatever you are. To watch you take a rod for the first time and just like, all right, let's go, and reel, and to battle what you battled, it was awesome.
Okay, there's one other issue, and maybe I should bring this up with Tom. But Wyman said if you use the electric reel, he said that's cheating. But these halibut are at a depth of 450 feet.
Correct.
And you caught a 70-pounder yesterday.
Yes. Yeah.
You could not. I mean, you can, I suppose. Because I suppose some people can reel up from 450 feet.
Yes.
But is it cheat? Did I cheat by using the?
Do you ask Dave? Do you like to drive your car, or do you still bike to work?
He does the Fred Flintstone. Runs his car down the road.
You're cheating in your transportation because you get to use a car.
Okay, so I'm okay there too.
You're just fine.
So I didn't do anything wrong, horribly wrong.
No, you didn't.
Although there were a couple of issues that I'll talk about with you guys in the Fastest 15 coming up next.
Proud of you, man.
Thank you again inviting me.
Well, you thank Captain Tom.
I will.
Before we started this segment, Brock asked me if I had heard the seal story yet, and I need to hear the seal story.
Oh, yeah. Tell Nicole the seal story, Brock.
That's just a legend. That's just a fisherman's tale right there. That's what we call a tease. That was just a fisherman's tale. Nothing happened with any seals or sea lions or anything of that nature. No,
Are you
Nicole,
serious?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, he is serious. I had no idea what he was talking about. Nicole, I don't know if you know this about Brock. Sometimes he's full of malarkey.
Yes, I do know this.
Yeah.
Can I just tell you, though, on a happier note, Nicole, you would have been so proud of Dory. The number of times,
embarrassing now.
Nicole, the number of times we talk and your admiration you have and he has for you, like, you would have been so stinking proud to see him just get out there and grind.
And I want a little credit for making him go because he tried to say no. No, but he tried to say no, and he said to me, no, Brock wants me to miss shows, and I'm already missing a show that week. And I was like, just go. I encourage fishing. Yeah, I want a little credit for encouraging
Nicole,
this adventure.
You get a lot of credit.
Nicole usually guilts me.
I do.
Yeah. Anytime I miss a show, she says, no, I don't want to have to work with a guest host.
That's not what I
say. She never says you should go do this.
Right.
Never. And she did this time. And my girls said, Dad, I can't even imagine.
And it's not about me having to work with a guest host. It's about the audience missing you.
I'm kidding. It's just a joke. Just kidding.
The seal was just a joke. I was just kidding. Not
All
a big
right.
deal.
I was excited
but there's
for
lots
that
of other
story.
stuff you are going to learn next hour, Nicole. I promise you that. Lots and lots of other stuff you're going to learn.
We're not going to tell them everything.
Oh, yes.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
We're not going to tell them everything. Okay. Nicole, thank you as we get rolling here on this Friday afternoon. Brock, thank you. You're the one who invited me, who made this happen, along with Captain Tom.
Trip of a lifetime.
I'm going to talk to Tom in about 25 minutes here, but thank you, sir.
Trip of a lifetime.
Yes,
Incredible.
absolutely. Wait, you've come up here how many times?
7.
And you've brought people every single time?
Yes.
Where do I rank?
Oh, way up there. Way.
1A.
Way. Probably 1A. Yeah, right behind Walt here.
Oh, that hurts. That really hurts. Okay, and that there is your bizarre big lead for today.